Hi, welcome to another edition of Seven's Pinballorama. I'm in my pinball room, and not in my workshop. I'm in my pinball room. I don't know if I've ever done a video down here before. It was my pinball room, and then it turned into a storage room. And in the intro, you can actually see it. It's just filled up with machines and stuff. And now they're all cleared out. Where did they go? I'm going to release a video shortly that is just sort of a talking about stuff type video. And if you're interested, you can watch that and find out where my machines went. Anyway, this is a machine that I just picked up about a month or so ago. Williams Triple Action. It's 1974. I picked this up with another single player Williams machine called Superstar. I think that's 1972. Don't know, maybe. This is 1974. I know, because I cheated and I just looked it up. So the interesting thing that happens with some EM machines, and if you have an EM machine, you've seen this, you go to start the game and sometimes the score reels don't reset, or sometimes one of them just kind of sits in cycles over and over and over again. That's what this is doing. And it's doing both. One of them doesn't reset, and sometimes another one just sits in cycles. So I thought maybe we'll, that's my phone. There he is. Hey, how's it going? Oh, not bad. I'm working on a video. Yeah. Yeah. Williams Triple Action doesn't want to start. Yeah, sure. I'll come over now. I've got all right, I'll be over in about, I don't know, 15 minutes or so. Perfect. All right, cool. All right, bye. In pinball, when someone calls, you gotta go. So I'll be right back. And I'm back. That didn't take very long at all. Look at this. This is like a blank 1978 KISS playfield. So I talked about the video that I'm going to do, that I'm just talking about crap. So watch that video to find out what's going on with this thing. Anyway, where was I? Oh yeah. So let me fire this up and I'll show you what it's doing, and then we'll dig into the back and we'll see if we can figure out how to fix it. Okay, let's start a game, and I'll show you what happens with this. Now on the EMs, there's a reset motor with a bunch of cogs and a bunch of switches. When you start a game, that will begin to spin, and it sends signals out to different elements of the machine and has those reset. And all of those things have to reset before that motor stops spinning. And depending on the machine, there's a sequence that it goes through. And that sequence can be different on difference between Williams and Gottlieb's and different eras and things like that. So I'm not going to tell you the sequence because honestly I don't know them all. But I think on this particular one, I think it resets your bonus mechanism first, and then it goes and it resets your player scores. All of those systems have to be in reset mode for it to work. So if your motor is still spinning, if you go to start a game and your motor is spinning, one of those things hasn't reset. Something hasn't reset, usually. And so you have to start trying to identify, okay, what isn't reset? Now on player scores, it's really easy because you can tell if they reset or not. One of the things that, if it's sitting there spinning and you have all of your scores are at 0, one of them may not be connected and it may not get the signal to reset. One of them may be a little bit out of whack, and so it's not closing the switch that it needs to close. So usually what I like to do, one of the first things that I do, if I have a machine, I go to start it and the motor just spins and spins and spins, I'll turn the machine off. I will set all of the reels up to a different value. So, just set them all at 2 or something, all at 3 or something. Start the machine and see if they if they want to reset. And if one of them sticks and doesn't move, that's a good place to start. If one of them just sort of cycles over and over and over and over and over again, that's a place to start. That's usually my process for digging into these things. So on this particular one, let's fire it up and I'll show you. So I actually started a game. So it's trying to reset this 100 score reel, and it's stuck on 2 right now. So let's go back there and look and see if we can figure out why it's doing that. Okay, so here's the back of the machine. And I think it's probably pretty clear what might be the problem. So why don't we, just for fun of it, I'm gonna turn it on and then we'll touch that and see if it resets. It's going to, we know it will. And there you go. So that seems like a pretty, oh, here I am, hi. That seems like a pretty easy fix, I think. Let's solder that in place and see if that fixes all of our problems. I'm gonna turn this off because that makes sense to do. Now, normally I would go through and I would clean this up a little bit better, but for the video, I'm just gonna do this really, really quick, just because it's an example. And I have to use this crummy soldering iron because my other one is all packed up. All right, so we're attached. All right, let's start a new game and see what happens. Oh, I guess, there we go. Resets. Seems to work. Now, I do know that this machine has another problem. I'm gonna see if, I think it's a broken solder point on the 1000 score reel. So let me see if I can wiggle it back into place. It only happens every once in a while. So let me see if I can wiggle it and get it to break. And then we can go about finding out exactly where it is and fixing it. So it's one of these. And I think it's actually one of these in here. Let's pull those apart a little bit and see if the problem presents itself. Nope, guess not. So maybe let's pull this whole mechanism out because that problem needs to be addressed. So let's take this whole thing out and have a quick look at it. Okay, where were we? This has a little washer on it. Don't lose the little washers. Oh, it's a little lock washer. Don't lose those. Okay, take that off. Don't lose the little washer. Oh, I can't get the little washer. Oh, I just lost a little washer. It's in the cabinet. Well, life is like that sometimes. Okay, let's see if this just comes out and we can look at it. I'm not exactly sure where the problem on this one is. It's pretty filthy. So if you look at the, you can't even really see those copper traces. Kind of a mess. And the switches are kind of filthy. And this is all sitting kind of wacky. I think what I'm going to have to do is I'm not going to be able to, I'm going to reflow this solder point. It looks a little sketchy. Maybe that will be enough to do it. Will this just sit? Oh, it's going to come apart on me. I need an extra set of hands. Well, huh. All right, we will do this another way. Creak. So I'm just going to touch this, reflow that solder as it is. And let's see if that fixes the problem. Because I'm not going to know what the problem is until it presents itself again. But I have a feeling that might be it. So we'll put that back in place. All of these come out. I don't think I have a screw that I need to undo. But these should all come out. And you can tell that this is, I'm going to have to go through all of these because they're filthy and the numbers are coming off. Yeah, it looks like there's a screw that holds it in. There's two screws. So I'm going to have to disassemble these whole things and clean them up before I actually do anything serious with this. But for now, I just want to play it and goof around. And these sit. Maybe it's better if I put this. I think it might be better if I want to put these lower screws in first, or the lower bolts in first, and might be easier to get that top part on. Lock washer. Don't forget the lock washer. Yeah, that'll work. Lights go forward. Uh-oh. Look at that. I just broke it. I forget which one this is soldered to. I guess it doesn't really much make a difference. This is why now I'm going to drop it off to this, yeah, this side. This is why I'm kind of thinking that I should clean all this solder off beforehand, but I'm not gonna. I think the problem is the solder point in there because these things, they're old, they've been kind of bouncing around for a while, sort of doing their thing, wiggles a lot. And it's probably going to be our main problem. Is this going to work? This isn't going to work. Out with my nut. Whoa. Don't forget my lock washer. don't grab onto the hot solder iron. This is more fun than I thought it was going to be. So this one clips into place right here. I don't think I've ever had an assembly quite like this. This is kind of wacky. Get in there.
After spending a ridiculous amount of time with this mechanism, I realized my mistake. You do not have to take the top plate off to remove the score reels. Take the two nuts off the bottom plate and the mechanism will tilt out and you can pull it down. And then when you need to put it back in, you're not wrestling, trying to hold the top plate and the bottom plate and the score reels at the same time. Just take the score reel notches, slide them into place in the top plate, put the two nuts on the bottom, and Bob's your uncle.
There we go. All right, we're done. Happy little washer. You know what? I got this really awesome email from someone not too long ago who said that they enjoyed my videos and they liked how I sort of went through the, sort of walked through the logic of how the particular thing works, things like that. And I thought, he said I was sort of like the Bob Ross of pinball repair. So let's put in this happy little nut, and there are no mistakes like dropping a lock washer into your cabinet. They're just happy little accidents. Actually, no, it's not happy at all. I don't know how I'm going to find that thing. All right, we'll put this one on here. And here's the bad part is that I actually probably should get in there and find that little washer, because it could be sitting on a switch and it could be shorting things out. And if I fire this up, I may have more problems than I had before I started. Get on there. Okay, all of that looks okay. I'm not looking forward to taking that apart again, but you do what you gotta do. Okay, I found my happy little lock washer. It's all back together again. So let's see if that problem presents itself. I'll start a game. We already know that the 100 score reel is working. Let's see if the 1000 one is. Well, everything seems to be working. So I guess we can make sure that they score. Oh, the pressure's on. I have to get 1000, and I didn't. Oh, there we go. That would have been sad if I didn't even make 1000. Okay, so that's working. I'm gonna have to keep my eye on this and wait for that problem to present itself, and then I can kind of troubleshoot it. In reality, all of that needs to come out. It's all filthy. It all needs to be scrubbed clean. It probably wouldn't be a bad idea to reflow solder on all of those points. All of those copper, all of the wipers and everything are probably all really gross. We covered like cleaning stepper units and stuff. This is probably about a similar task, I would say. You have to take each assembly out, clean them all up, put them all back together again. I could probably do that for another video. This machine, I just wanted to get it working. The whole thing needs to be cleaned and the playfield needs to be cleaned up and everything, but I'm not gonna do that right now. This machine will end up getting stored away and then I'll approach it another day. Maybe I'll have another machine that I can do that to and I can show you that process. I've really, I want to play this game more. The more I've been playing it, the more I've been getting into it. It has a gimmick that I don't have, that I didn't have until now, which is this little wheelie guy in the middle. You slam into it, it spins around you, you get points. And it's an add-a-ball, which I really like for games set for free play, because you have the objective of making points, which I personally don't care a lot about. I just like kind of achieving the objectives. So add-a-ball is kind of neat that it gives me something to shoot for. And in this particular one, I have it set so you have the A, B, C, and D drop targets. You knock all those down, and then you have to go through and knock them all down again. When you do that, it gives you an add-a-ball. And to get the next add-a-ball, you have to knock them down, and then you have to knock them down again. So it gives you something extra to shoot for, other than like nailing the spinner and you know, just making random points. This one actually will only go up to 10,000 points at triple. Once you hit that point, you can't get any more bonus. So 30,000 points is the most you can do on the bonus. So what's to do after that but add balls? So yeah, that's Triple Action Williams. All right, so thanks for watching the video. I hope it helps, and I'll see you next time.